The crypto industry is being rocked by breaking news. According to a startling leak from Capitol Hill, a US government document may have mentioned XRP, yes, Ripple's token, as legal cash. According to reports, XRP is listed as a recognized digital asset for military transactions on page 17 of the 2025 defense bill, sparking intense speculation. This occurs at a time when governments are adopting blockchain technology at a rate never seen before, and when global financial institutions are changing quickly. After a fan-edited version of page 17 with the terms digital asset standards and XRP strongly highlighted appeared in a picture purportedly from the upcoming defense budget, social media went crazy. This clip became viral among cryptocurrency fans, influencers, and even members of the mainstream media. The idea that XRP may have recently been approved as legal cash behind closed doors and that the US government is getting ready to use it for military payments. Naturally, this sparked a flurry of conjecture. We need to take a step back. Is this fan-manipulated image real, or is it just wishful thinking gone wild? XRP temporarily spiked, influencers went live, and YouTube and X, formerly Twitter, swarmed with replies. In order to respond to it, we went straight to the 2025 US draft that was made public. The truth is sobering, to be sure. The real version makes no specific reference of XRP. However, projects pertaining to blockchain technology, safe online payment methods, and international remittance routes for veterans and active military members are listed. That wording is important. Although no coin has been mentioned, it demonstrates that the Department of Defense is definitely investigating blockchain integration. The screenshot's XRP name was probably added as a part of a widely shared fan-made post. Where is the true story then, if the XRP inclusion is a hoax? The situation becomes much more intriguing at that point, because there is a genuine contract hidden below the smoke and mirrors of social media modifications. Yes, Ripple and the US Department of Defense have a real federal contract. In order to evaluate on-demand liquidity, or ODL, as a solution for cross-border military payments, Ripple Labs discreetly inked a pilot program agreement in late 2024. The purpose of this experiment is to investigate how XRP might ease the process of providing financial assistance to deployed forces abroad. Yes, Ripple has moved beyond only working with financial institutions. With one of the most potent military organizations in the world, they are now formally testing technology. Congressman Warren Davidson of Ohio, who has been one of the few voices in Congress advocating for crypto transparency, actually agrees with this revelation. Digital asset transparency and regulatory clarity are not just about financial inclusion. Davidson said at a recent crypto hearing, these days these are national security concerns. It's not just chatter, with regard to payment efficiency and cyber-resilient settlement systems in particular. Davidson has been advocating for language in a number of bills to formally include blockchain infrastructure in the US national plan. Could XRP's mainstreaming within the government be facilitated by his advocacy for transparency? The $10,000 XRP projection comes next. Let's discuss the origin of that unusual number. If only 10% of international transactions pertaining to the US military and defense sector used Ripple's ODL technology, XRP would theoretically reach $10,000 according to a hypothetical report by Crypto Capital, a reputable independent research organization in the digital asset field. Reasoning? Every year, the US defense spending exceeds $800 billion. The demand may surpass the supply to such a degree that, to be honest, outlandish price expectations could be achievable if even a small portion of that money were directed through XRP-based settlement layers. However, not everybody is in agreement. CNBC and Bloomberg financial analysts have swiftly referred to this prognosis as a pipe dream. According to one analyst, XRP's current volume would need to expand by about 100 times in order to reach even $100. Global adoption of a $10,000 valuation would be unprecedented for any asset, fiat, or cryptocurrency. They raise a valid point. At least not now. The regulatory framework and volume liquidity required to enable such expansion are lacking. Nevertheless, an unavoidable event had fueled the flames even more. According to the well-known blockchain surveillance website Whale Alert, about 50 million XRP has been transferred to an address associated with the US. The wallet was identified as belonging to a company connected to the Department of Defense contractor working on modernizing the payment system. This was no coincidence. The movement was large-scale, public, and purposeful. It's unclear if this is a collateral reserve, a pilot escrow setup, or a component of the Ripple DoD program. However, the connection to a government agency implies that this was more than just a wealthy dealer passing cash for amusement. New theories have been generated by this whale movement. According to some, the US government is covertly getting ready to amass XRP for institutional usage. Some believe it's a PR ploy to boost demand. In any case, it demonstrates that there is more going on behind the scenes and that it isn't just internet hype. What exactly does all of this signify then? Will XRP soon be accepted as legal money in the US? Not quite, that is. It has not yet been made lawful or designated currency by a presidential edict. but a new era of legitimacy is upon us. Instead of struggling to survive, Ripple is being subtly incorporated into the architecture of the federal government. And that is huge in and of itself. Imagine a future in which XRP is used to pay Afghani soldiers, settle veteran pension payments instantly, or enable military families to make quick cross-border remittances. It's a tried and true scenario, not science fiction anymore. Let's now consider the most likely future events. Scenario 1, the pilot for Ripple is successful. XRP ODL is made available by the Department of Defense for particular areas or purposes. This leads to a modest increase in price, with XRP potentially trading between $2 and $5 over the following 18 months. Scenario 2, adoption is slowed by technological difficulties, political pressure, regulatory barriers, or pilot stalls. XRP is still between 50 cents and 1.5%. Scenario 3, XRP usage contracts, regulatory response, the SEC continuing to pursue legal action against Ripple, federal adoption of blocks, and additional price declines. Between these three is probably where the truth resides. Here's what you should keep an eye out for next, though. First, any new information regarding the results of the Ripple pilot from the Department of Defense or the General Services Administration. Second, remarks or bill markups from lawmakers who support cryptocurrency such as Cynthia Lummis or Warren Davidson. Third, any decision or action by the SEC that ultimately declares XRP to be a non-security. Fourth, any more whale moves, particularly if bigger transfers start going into institutional wallets that are already known to exist. As a result, XRP is not currently accepted as legal tender. Additionally, the page 17 leak is probably the result of fan art. However, that does not imply that the government is not taking the matter seriously. In reality, Ripple is actively working with the US real asset allocation is already under progress as confirmed by whale movements. As a result, Congress is gradually coming around to the idea that crypto clarity is a national security concern. And it's safe to say that institutions, not influencers, will write the next chapter in XRP's history, regardless of whether it reaches $10,000. If you thought this video was useful, please like it. Sign up for fact-based, not hype-driven cryptocurrency updates. Tell us in the comments whether you believe that XRP will actually reach $10,000, or is this really another crypto echo chamber dream? The tale of XRP is only getting begun, it is not yet finished. Notice, this movie is solely intended for informational and educational reasons. It isn't financial guidance. Before making any investing decisions, please conduct your own research and speak with a financial advisor.